And in today's lesson, we will talk a little more about the past simple, because we started with this exercise, the first exercise. We changed all of these verbs. We changed them from the present tense. We changed them to the past simple. So we finished the first part of the exercise, of course. And here we have a few questions here. The first question, it says, what are the last two letters of regular verbs in the past simple? So when we change a regular verb, for example, start, we change it to started. What are the last two letters?
ED.
ED.
Correct, yeah. So we use ED to change regular verbs in the past simple. And what about the verbs which end with E? What do we do for them? For example, like live. How do we change them to the past simple? Verbs like
D.
live. Yeah, we only use D, right?
Yes.
So let's write these. So for regular verbs, we add ed, and if the verb has E, then we just add D. All right. What about the ones that have Y, like, of course, consonant plus Y, for example, study? What do we do?
I change Y, I, plus AD.
That's it. So Y, it becomes IED.
Yes.
Right. Okay, what about this question? It says, is the past simple the same for all subjects? Because, for example, in the present simple, there are some differences, right? For example, you can say, I play football, you play football. But if I say he or she, we have to change it, right? We say he plays or she plays.
Yes.
What about the past simple? Do we have something similar to that? Do we change the verb with different when we have different subject, or is it the same?
The same.
The same.
That's right.
Not different.
Yeah, for all verbs, it's the same, right? There's no difference. So, for example, you can say, I played football, she played football, we played football, they played football. There's no difference. It's the same. Played with any subject. So the correct answer, of course, it's the same. The same for all subjects. This is the idea. So you can see that this is it's a simple revision, or a quick revision of the past simple from beginner, from level 1. But let's move on. Let's do more exercises about the past simple. Now, this time we want to focus a little more on pronunciation. Okay, so we want to listen to the sound itself. So it says here, listen and practice the regular verb forms in number 1. So the ones in the table. And which of them end with the id sound? So some of them have the id sound at the end, this sound. I'm going to play the CD for you, and I want you to listen again to the past simple of these verbs. I want you to pay attention to which ones have the id sound. Okay, so let me go to the track. And let me show you how they sound. Okay.
Face2face Elementary, CD2. Recording 4.1.
Okay, I'll get some more fruit.
My family was very poor, but that year, my birth...
It wasn't. Want. Wanted.
Okay, let's go back a little
Stay.
bit.
Stayed. Want. Wanted.
A book about his life called Long Walk to Freedom.
Recording 6.6.
Okay, this is the exercise. Now, we want to listen, but this time I want you to focus on the ending. I want you to focus on which words or which verbs have the id sound, okay? So let's listen together and let's find them.
Start. Started. Study. Studied. Finish. Finished. Live. Lived. Work. Worked. Want. Wanted. Stay. Stayed. Marry. Married.
Okay, so these were the regular verbs. So which of these verbs do you think had the id sound in the end?
Live. Live.
Start and want.
Start.
Start.
Want.
Started, wanted.
Live.
What about married?
Yes. Yes.
No.
No? What do you think, Basma?
Marry end with a vowel. Marry. The E is the in the verb أساسية أصلا في الفعل. Marry.
So you're saying
add D. Id.
okay, so it doesn't have the id sound. Marry id,
Yeah.
no. That's what
Like
you mean.
study. Even study.
Actually,
The same rule as you give us studies.
correct.
The same.
Yeah, that's true. Because with study and marry, the vowel sound is a little longer. It's not id, it's a bit longer. Studied, e. But with start and want, it started, wanted. Do you get the idea? So it's not exactly the same. So this means this id sound, we only have it with start and want. This is the correct answer, start and want. Now, if we check the next part of the question, it says listen and practice the irregular verb forms. Okay, so we did this last time. So here, the only thing they wanted us to find out is this sound. But for us, let's add a little more. Now, we found start, started, want, wanted. It has an id sound.
Yes.
Which verbs have a t sound, a t sound?
Finish, finished.
Okay.
Work, worked.
That's correct. So with the verb finish and the verb work, the ending, of course it's ed, but it sounds like a t, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a d, it sounds like a t. What about the other verbs like stayed, married, lived, studied? Do they all sound the same?
It
You mean only D?
only D, yes.
Which
Stayed,
one? Stayed,
lived,
lived.
stayed,
Correct. Stayed.
married.
And what about studied?
Yes, studied.
Yeah. So with these verbs, we have only a D sound, right? This means we actually have three sounds, if you think of it. With the past simple, with regular verbs, we can group them into three groups. So this means we have this group, the first group, the id group, and then we have, here I'm trying to do the phonetics, and we have the T group, and we have the D group. So these are usually the three sounds we have when we change a verb which is of course regular past simple verbs. They usually have an id or a t or a d sound. But in this exercise, we only focused on the id. In the book here, they want you only to focus on the id.
The verbs, the verbs that ends with T or D. Only these verbs end with id.
Correct.
Wanted, ended, the verb end. Ended,
yeah. Started, quitted, needed. Correct. Yeah. Usually if your regular verb, it ends with a T or a D, you will get this id sound. So this is just a little pronunciation reminder. So we did it correctly, very nice. So we can move on and practice the irregular verb forms. We did this in our last lesson, if you remember, when we listened and we also repeated these verbs: become, became, have, had. So this is just a quick revision, so we can leave it for now. But let's do number 6. Now here, number 6, it says fill in the gaps with the past simple of these verbs. So we have a group of verbs in the box, but of course here in the box, they are not in the past simple. In the box here, we have them in the present tense, and we have to change them to the past simple. All right, so I'm going to read number 1. So it says here, when Nelson Mandela was a child, he lived in a village called Vezo. Okay, what about, I have an idea, okay? Let me give you some time first. Take a minute or two first and answer all of them, and then we'll check the answers together, okay? So when you finish, you can just say, I finished, and we can check the answers together. Have you finished? Manal, have you finished?
Number 5 is that.
Okay.
No, I am finished.
Okay.
Yes, I finished.
All right. Rana, Cecile, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's start with number 2. So, Cecile, can you do number 2?
أنا ما فهمتش الجملة أصلا يعني.
Okay. Do you know what law means? Law?
No.
Okay. Law اللي هو القانون. دراسة القانون في الجامعة. This is the name of a university. Just the name. Okay. And
Study
okay.
law we
Can you repeat your answer again?
he studied law at Witwatersrand.
Witwatersrand. I think maybe it's a Dutch word. Okay, مش مهم هي نطقها هي اسم وخلاص. Okay, he the black. Okay. بعدها
law at اللي بعدها السطر اللي بعدها ولا شو؟
Yes. The first black student there. What's the correct answer?
معناها black student.
يعني طالب أسود. يعني أفريقي. ما هو كانت في عنصرية في جنوب أفريقيا ذاك الوقت. ممنوع الطلبة السود يدرسوا. فهو كان أولهم. أول طالب من أصول أفريقية يعني يقرأ في الجامعة. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. What about Rana? Can you answer number 2? The rest of it?
Okay. He what's the past?
Was.
No, the past of P.
The past of B is was.
Or where?
He was the first black student there.
Okay. What about number 3? Manal, would you like to do number 3?
Okay. Evelyn and Nelson had their first children.
First
Zimba.
child.
First child. Zimba in 1945.
Okay, okay. And number 4, Basma?
Yes. Nelson left South Africa in 1962 and went to live in Algeria.
Okay, so so he left South Africa and went to live in Algeria. Okay, and number 5. Okay, Silsabi, number 5.
Yes. He كيف ندير become في
احنا اخذناها في الجدول المرة اللي فاتت، ما لا تفكري فيها. Can you remember it? It's
No.
irregular. Irregular معناها ما تقدريش تزيدي لها ايدي.
نزيدوا لها دي بس ولا كيف؟
لا تقدريش تغيرها كلها. في تغيير يصير. What's the past of come? What's the past? لو تبي تقولي مثلا صاحبتي جت الحوش. My friend went مشت، لكن كيف بتقولي جت؟
I don't know.
Okay. Rana, what's the right answer? Let me go back down.
Became.
Became. That's right. So the past of become is became, says Abid. Come, came. All right? نفس الفكرة. Come, came, become, became. هذا يعني past verbs مهم جدا تكوني عارفة كيف تغيريهم، موجودين في كتابك في نهاية الكتاب. خلينا نوريه لك. يعني هذا الكلام مش لكل، بس حتى اللي مش سبي فقط، يعني حتى anyone who wants to check the past simple verbs، يعني كمراجعة. In the back of your book نوريكم صفحة here. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is page 100 and قداش هو في الكتاب عندكم؟ 159 في كتابكم. Okay. You can check this list. You have a long list. All of these are irregular verbs. كلهم irregular. And be, was, were, become, became, begin, began,
Yeah.
can, could, buy, bought, bring, brought, break, broke. يعني طلعوا عليهم just like a revision to help you remember them. Okay. لأن ما فيهمش قاعدة معينة لازم تحفظوهم حفظ أو بالتعود، يعني مش ممكن كلمة حفظ شوية قاسية، لكن بالتعود يعني حيصبح أسهل إجابتهم. Okay, the last one, Cecilia, can you do the last one?
Okay. In 91 and he went
هي irregular. What's the past of when? One, right?
Yeah.
So the past of when is one. W-O-N. Okay. So this is
the
the
meaning of when يفوز.
yes. Yes. يفوز. One of course اللي هي فاز. Let me check. ممكن في listening. No listening. Okay. Let's read them. Let's practice them a little bit. خلنا نقراهم. Okay. So Basma, you can do number 1, please. Can you read it again?
Yes. Number 1. When Nelson Mandela was a child, he lived in a village called Mbizo.
Nice. Okay. Manal, number 2.
Okay. He studied law and Witwatersrand University. He was the first black student there.
Okay. Rana, number 3.
Evelyn and Nelson had their first child, Thimpy, in 1945.
Correct. And Sabine, number 4.
Nelson left South Africa in 1962. 1962 and went to live in
Algeria. Yes. Good.
نقرأ اللي بعدها.
Yes.
He became president of the ANC in 1991 and he won the Nobel Prize in
1993.
Okay, 19.
Okay, good. Okay, so here we have a little quiz, and I want you to guess the answers here. So maybe you know them, maybe you don't, that's okay. But let's check the guesses here. So number one, it says, where history makers, of course, these are all important people in history. So the first person here, it says, where did Albert Einstein come from? Where did he come from? Did he come from Switzerland, Germany, or Austria? What do you think?
German.
Basma, Germany, you think it's from Germany?
Yes.
Who agrees with Basma? Who thinks that's right?
I think that's right.
Okay, so Silsabil agrees. What do you think, Manal? Is it from Germany? Einstein, did he come from Germany? Or did he come from Switzerland or Austria?
I don't know, like I think German.
Okay. All right. Now, in number two here, it says, when did the Wright brothers fly the first plane?
1903.
No, 1903?
Yes.
What do you think, Besman? Do you think that's right? 1903? The first plane?
No,
No?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe Manal is right.
Maybe she's right. Rana, can you guess? When do you think the first plane did the Wright brothers fly the first plane? When was it?
I don't know.
Can you make a guess?
I think 1903.
You mean 1933? Or do you also agree with them? Do you also think it's 1903?
Yes, 1903.
Okay. And the third question, it says, where did Mother Teresa live for most of her life?
Yes, India,
India?
I think.
You think it's India?
Yeah.
What do you think, Cecily? Can you make a guess? Do you think she lived?
I think Europe.
Europe? You think it's
Yes.
Europe? Okay. And here, number four, this is George Washington, right? So when did he become the first president of the United States? Who can guess? Is it in 1781? Or is it in 1839? Or is it in 1889? The first president of the United States. What do you think?
هو كان في الثمانينات يا 1789 or 9. I think 1789.
Okay, it's maybe 1789, you think? And Basma, do you agree? Do you think that's right, 1789?
Yeah. Yes, I think so.
Okay. Now, here we have the famous Italian explorer, Marco Polo.
Yes.
Yeah. When did he first go to China? How old was he?
Yeah, 17.
17?
Yes, with his father and his uncle.
Okay. So they went to China.
The Silk Road or طريق الحرير.
Yeah, the Silk Road. It's very famous, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So 17. You think it's when he was 17. Anybody else has another? But that's very young, right? 17. What do you think, Basma?
Yes, very young. His father and uncle were there.
He wasn't alone.
In China, but they came to Italy and took
Marco
with them.
Okay. All right, now let's check your answers. Let's see if your guesses are right or not. Let's take a look. So here we want to go to page 158 and let's see how many of your answers are correct. So let's take a look. Okay. So I think they should be here. Let's take a look. Here it is. Can you see it? So number one, so it's here in the beginning.
Yes.
So Albert Einstein, he came from Germany. So this means Basma was right. He came from Germany. And the Wright brothers, they flew their first plane in 1903. So this means you are also right. Mother Teresa, she lived in India. And George Washington became president in 1789, which is correct. And also Marco Polo, he was only 17 when he went to China. So this means your answers are correct, right? Your guesses are right.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so we can move back. All right, so these are some famous people in the world and people who made some changes, I think. So how many did we get right? We got all of them right, which is good. Okay, so here in this table, I want you to look at how we make WH questions in the past simple. Okay, so you can see here from the table, we use a WH question word. After that, we use an auxiliary. Then we use the subject. Then we use the infinitive. So we want to write questions number 2 and 3 from the quiz. We want to copy them here in the table and see how it's written. So let me take you to number 2 and 3. So here, question number 2. When did the Wright brothers fly the first plane? So Rana, can you put it in the table here? Question number 2. When did the Wright brothers fly the first plane? So how do we start? What do we write?
Where? When?
Okay, so when is the question word? Okay, so when is the question word? And what's the auxiliary?
Did.
Correct. So we use did. After when, we use did. After did, what's the subject in question number 3? Number 2, sorry.
The Wright brothers.
Right, that's correct. So the Wright brothers, this is your subject, the Wright brothers. And what's the infinitive in this question? Where's the infinitive?
Fly.
Correct, that's right. So the infinitive is fly. So when did the Wright brothers fly their first plane? Is it first plane? Let me check. Yes, the first plane. Very nice. So that's correct. Okay, Salsabil, what about question number 3? Where do we, how can we write it in the table? Question number 3.
نشوف شوية.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question word is where.
All right.
Where.
So the question word is where. And what about the auxiliary? What's the auxiliary?
Did.
Did. Okay. And what about the subject? Let me take you to the subject. What about the subject here?
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa, right? So this is the subject. And what about the infinitive? Which infinitive verb did we use here, Cecily?
Live.
Live, correct. And after that, the question was most of her life. Where did Mother Teresa live most of her life? All right, very nice. So you can see that it's always the same way, right? It's the same. I mean, we don't change it. We just use the question word, where or when. The auxiliary is always did in the past simple. After that, we use the subject. Of course, the subject can be a person, singular, like Albert Einstein, singular. This is one person, just he. Mother Teresa, it's one person, she. But it can also be plural, they, like the Wright brothers.
Yes.
So it's different from one example to another. All right, very nice. So we can move on and we can do this exercise, number 9, and we can check it after we're done. So here we want to make questions with these words. So the first question is, what did you do last night? And number 2, Manal, can you do number 2?
Okay. Where did you meet your parents?
You did number 3. Okay, no problem. Where did you meet your parents? That's correct.
أقول رقم 2 ولا؟
خلينا نخلو نعطي فرصة لي. بس
ما ركزت معلش.
Where did your parents?
Yes.
Sorry. صح. So, it's a stupid question, this one. Where did you meet your parents? At home, of course. Okay.
Yes.
Where did your parents meet? Where did your parents meet? Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. رغم ان الاول صحيح نحويا غير معناها غبي شويه يعني. Where did you meet? أين التقيت بأهلك? So at home, of course, you were a baby and you found your parents. So this is the correct question. Where did your parents meet? Where did your parents meet? وأيضا ما عندناش you إضافية هنا فما نقدروش نستعملوه السؤال الأول. Where did you meet your parents?
Yes.
So, okay, no problem. Number 2, can you do number 2, Basma?
Yes. Where did you meet your best friend?
Okay. Where did you meet your best friend? Okay. Okay. Silsabil, what about number 4?
Okay. When did you first go to another country?
Nice. Correct. When did you first go to another country? Okay, and Rana, what about the last one?
What did you do last weekend?
Okay, let's write it. Did you do last weekend? Okay, now before we ask each other these questions, let's check them first in the listening. Let's see if all of them are correct or not. Let's see.
Recording 6.7.
Become. Became.
Hmm.
Have. Had.
هذا التسجيل السابق.
Get. Got. Meet. Met. Go. Went. Forget. Forgot. Leave. Left. Write. Wrote.
Recording 6.8.
Okay, so we forgot the E here. Let's write the letter E. I have a better idea. Okay, so I want you to listen and repeat, okay? So we can practice the pronunciation. Okay, so let's listen and repeat.
1.
What did you do last night?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do last night?
Okay. Sitsabi.
What did you do last night?
Okay. Rana.
What did you do last night?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do last night?
2.
Where did you meet your best friend?
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 3.
Where did your parents meet?
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 Mm-hmm.
4.
When did you first go to another country?
Where did you first go to another country?
Where or when?
When did you first go to another country?
Mm-hmm.
When did you first go to another country?
When did you first go to another country?
When did you first go to another country?
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one. Let's hear the next one.
5.
What did you do last weekend?
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 Okay, great.
دكتور
Uh-huh.
بليز الفرق قبل بسمع لما أنا قلت where did your meet parents الفرق شنو؟
مش حتى انت، انا حتى انا نفس الشيء عملتها بطريقتي يا منال. انا نفس الشيء درتها يعني عملتها زيك.
يلا هي من ناحية جرامية صح، لكن المعنى
ايوه من ناحيه نحويه صح. مثلا هكذا خلينا نكتبها، نغير اللون. اللي هي where did you meet your parents? Where did you meet your parents? Where did you meet your parents? هذا ممكن يعني يمشي حاله سؤال. لو مثلا على سبيل المثال مثلا انت كنت مثلا مسافره مع مثلا قريبتك او صديقتك، تمام. نغير الاس.
صح. يو هنا ما موجودة صح؟
ما موجودة، لا.
اللي
هي where did you meet. مثلا على سبيل المثال where did you meet your parents. مثلا لنفرض انك انت مثلا زي ما حكيت لك يعني في المثال كنت مسافره مع قريبتك او صديقتك مثلا، او في نفس الوقت حتى اهلك مسافرين، اهاليكم يعني مسافرين معاكم مثلا. وعلى سبيل المثال مثلا الاهل راحوا لمطعم وانتم خلوكم مثلا الشباب، انتم مثلا بقيتوا في مقهى او محل مثلا. فاحد منكم مثلا راح يعني يدور يبحث على الاهل ولقاهم مثلا. فعلى سبيل المثال الشخص اللي معك صديقتك او قريبتك، فممكن تسالك سؤال هذا يعني وين لقيتيهم اهلك. ممكن هم كانوا يعني فقدتوا التواصل معهم او راحوا منكم لفتره قصيره مثلا داخل المول، او راحوا لطابق ثاني في المول مثلا. فيمشي الحال يعني سؤال ما فيش بأس يعني. لكن في السياق هذا لو نستعمله بشكل مطلق يعني كأن أين التقيت بأهلك، يعني هذه الفرق. وممكن حتى للقصة اللي حكيت لك عليها للمثال أن مثلا أنت رحتي تبحثي على مثلا على أهلك، أو ممكن find ممكن أفضل من meet. Where did you find your parents? نقدر نقول لك I found them in the cafe. They were having a cup of coffee مثلا. فهذه يعني ممكن، فلكن نحويا صحيح في العموم يعني ما في شيء. وزي ما أنت قلتي نفس الشيء ما عندناش اليو في المثال، فيعني مجبرين نستعملوا الطريقة هذه اللي هي أين التقوا أهلك ببعضهم يعني. Okay, now let's ask these questions. So Manal, you can ask Basma these questions and let's see how she answers them.
Okay. رسمة ومش الأسئلة كلها.
Yes, you can ask her all the questions.
Okay. What did you do last night?
I didn't do anything. I stayed at home.
Okay. Where did you meet your best friend?
I met her at school.
What did your first meet?
At their wedding.
When did you first go to Did you first go to another country?
To another country? The year?
Yes, the year.
In 2006.
Okay. What did you do last weekend?
Yes, I stayed at home.
Okay. Now, Salsabil, you can ask Rana these questions.
Okay. Rana, what did you do last weekend?
I watched a movie at home.
Okay. Where did you meet your best friend?
I met her at school.
Okay. Where did your parents meet?
I don't know.
Okay. When did you first go to another country?
At 2010.
Okay, but for years, what do we use? Do we use at or do we use
in.
Yes, excellent. We use in. Mhm. Okay, very nice. That's nice. So now, Manal, you can ask, sorry, I mean, Basma, you can ask Salsabil.
Yes. What did you do last night?
I watched TV.
Mhm.
Yes. Where did you meet your best friend?
I meet
Met?
her. I met her in the school. At school.
Mhm.
Yes. Where did your parents meet?
I don't know.
Okay. And when did you first go to another country?
هو أنا السؤال ما فهمتش كويس معناها هو معناها وين مشيت
أمتى؟
أمتى مش وين
مهم. أنت مشيتي أمتى أول مرة سافرتي؟
أنا ما سافرتش.
So you can say I haven't traveled.
I haven't traveled.
ما سافرتش معناها I haven't traveled yet. كاملة بالطريقة هذه. Like this. So you can say I haven't traveled yet. مازال ما سافرتش.
I
Okay.
haven't traveled yet.
Very good.
Okay. What did you do last weekend?
I visited my uncle.
Nice. Good. Okay. Now I think the last one. So Rana, you can ask Manal this time.
Okay. What did you do last night?
I visit my sister. She was sick.
Okay, very good. But do we say I visit my sister? Or do we say I? It's in the past, right?
Yeah, I visit. Yes.
What's the past of visit?
Visit plus ed. Visit.
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Mm.
So I visited. Very
Yes,
good.
I visited. Yes.
And والمقطع الثاني حتى هو صحيح. She was sick. Good.
He was sick. Yes.
Next question.
Where did you meet your best friend?
Okay. I meet my best friend in the park.
Is this real? Did you meet her in the park?
Yes.
Yeah. How? How did you meet? I mean, were you alone in the park, or was this when you were younger, Manal?
ما سمعت معلش دكتور.
You said that you met your best friend in the park.
Yes, in the park.
I mean, the first time. Did you meet the first time in the park?
Yes. يعني I meet the first time in the park يعني كان أول مرة.
Very nice.
After ما توقع best friend.
Okay. And how old were you? Were you young? How old?
How old I am?
No, not now. When you met your first friend, were you younger, or is this new? Is this recent? يعني لقائكم هذا مع صديقتك المفضلة، هل صديقة طفولة أو صديقة مؤخرا يعني؟
University.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Where did your parents meet?
I meet them at my brother's house. Is correct?
اوكي، عادة لما نقولوا meet نقصده دائما لأول مرة.
لأول مرة يعني.
حتى السؤال الثاني يقصدوا به لأول مرة، ما نقصدوش بآخر مرة تلاقيتي معها.
أنا طبعا يعني صديقتي دي فعلا أنا أول مرة لقيتها قبل ما نتلاقى في الجامعة كان في بارك فعلا.
تمام، إذا معناها
أيوة صدفة جمعتنا في جامعة واحدة.
فهمت عليك. إذا إجابتك صح، الأولى كانت صحيحة 100%. We met in a park. So it's correct. لكن السؤال الثاني where did your parents meet؟ يعني أين التقوا أهلك؟ يعني كيف تعرفوا على بعض مثلا قبل ما يتزوجوا؟ هل مثلا درسوا مع بعض أو مثلا طبعا السؤال هذا ما نعرفش، ممكن هو بالنسبة لنا احنا كثقافة شرق أوسطية غريب شوية، يعني أغلبنا ما نعرفوش أو مش مهتمين بقصة أهلنا كيف التقوا أو كيف تزوجوا. بس في الغرب هذا سؤال شائع يعني.
ممكن أقول I can't remember.
I can't remember. You can say I can't remember. Yeah. You can say I don't know. كيف قصتهم. Maybe you don't know. في بعض الأحيان some people know، مثلا يعرفوا أن مثلا أهلهم ممكن يكونوا جيران، ممكن يعني الأم والأب أحيانا قد يكونوا جيران، قد يكونوا أقارب، قد يكونوا زملاء عمل، قد يكونوا زملاء دراسة، يعني أحيانا معروفة القصة وأحيانا you don't know sometimes. Okay, very nice. So you can say I can't remember. بس في فرق بين إجابة I can't remember و I don't know. I can't remember يعني ممكن هم حكوا لك على قصتهم وانت نسيتها، مثلا ممكن والدتك أو حكى لك أن احنا التقينا مثلا في الجامعة كنا زملاء كذا إلى آخره، ممكن حكى لك يعني القصة وانت حاليا نسيتها. this is can't remember. فأنت كنت تعرفي القصة كيف التقوا والآن نسيتي يعني. بس لو جاوبتي I don't know ففي الحقيقة ممكن ما تعرفيش يعني.
Okay. I don't know. هذا صح طبعا.
Okay.
When did you first go to another country?
Okay. The first time I went to another country when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
And yes, and I went to Ethiopia.
اوكي، انت اعتقد جاوبتي على هذا السؤال. انت حكيتي كأنك جاوبتي على هذا السؤال يا منال. انت قلتي I was
دكتور مش اما السؤال برضو ممكن يسأل يعني تجاب كأنه يقول لك متى أول مرة سافرت بها؟ سافرتي صح؟ أنا أقول إنه لما كان عمري 4 سنين سافرت لي كده.
صح، مقبول. بس ما حكيتيش على السنة. هو السؤال طالب حاب يعرف السنة. أول مرة سافرتي فيها كانت سنة
in
1990. اوكي. بس انت ايضا السؤال اللي جاوبتيه طريقتك كانت صحيحة 100%، لكن اقرب للسؤال هذا اللي هو how old were you when you first traveled؟ كم كان عمرك اول مرة سافرتي فيها؟ how old were you؟ فكانت I was 4 years old when we first traveled and we went to Ethiopia.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, last question.
What did you do last weekend?
I went shopping.
Good. Yes, I went shopping. Okay, that's very good, very nice. So all of these questions are in the past simple. I think they're nice questions. They're not too difficult, but they're very useful, I think. Okay, so let's continue. Let's move on. Okay, so in this lesson, we will talk a little bit about showing interest and continuing a conversation. So what does this mean, showing interest and continuing a conversation? What do you think it means? Who can explain this in English? Showing interest, continuing a conversation. What do you think it means? Can you guess, Rana, what it means, showing interest?
In English?
In English?
No, I can't. I don't know.
What about continuing a conversation? What do you think it means, continuing a conversation?
I don't know.
Okay, no problem. Besma, can you explain what it means when we say showing interest, continuing a conversation?
Yes, I will try.
Mm-hmm.
You show to someone who talks to you. Show him that you interested or care about his conversation or his يعني مهتم بكلامه اللي يقول فيه.
Correct. Exactly, that's right. Yes, this is the meaning of showing interest.
And show him that you want him to complete his conversation or her conversation.
Correct. Exactly right. This is the meaning. So in Arabic, can you explain it, Basma? What it means in بالعربي?
إنك تظهر للشخص اللي معك اهتمامك بكلامه وأنك تريد منه أن يكمل الحديث.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes. So in this lesson, we will see there are some, some responses and some words and phrases that you say, and this shows the other person you're talking with. It shows them that you want to talk more. Do you get the idea, Rana and Sasabid? Is it clear? So showing yes. Interest, it means you want the other person to chat, to talk more and tell you more, and because you want to hear what they say or what they want to say. This is the idea. Now, before we start, we have a few letters. Okay, not letters, but we have a few texts. So we have A, B, and I think we have also on the other page C, D. Can you see that? C, yes. D, and here we have A, B. Let me explain what this exercise wants. Here in this exercise, it says, how was your weekend? How was your weekend? So in this question, it says, look at the picture. Who do you think had a great weekend? Who had a quiet weekend? Who had a busy weekend? And who had a terrible weekend? But before we do the text part, let's just look at the photos first, just the photos. Can you see Mick?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think his weekend was? How was his weekend? What do you think? Do you think he had a great weekend, a busy weekend, a quiet weekend, a terrible weekend? What do you think?
I think busy weekend.
Busy?
Manal? Busy or terrible, yes.
Busy? You think also busy?
Yes.
Yeah?
Busy. I think busy, yes.
Do you agree, Sasabi? Do you think he had a busy weekend?
Yeah, maybe.
But why? Why do you think he had a busy weekend?
Yes.
Right. Third, so he's third.
Third, busy weekend.
Yes.
But why? How do you tired? He looks
Tired,
tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he looks tired. Okay, maybe you're right.
Yes, he is catching or catching يمسك
He's holding.
yes, sales report. I think it's about something work.
Something related to work, you mean?
To work, sales report.
Maybe it's for a company, the sales of a company, right?
Yes.
Maybe you're right. Okay. What about Sarah here? What do you think? How was her weekend? Do you think
Great.
Great?
A great weekend.
Great, yeah.
But why do you think she had a great weekend?
Because she's
very
happy.
happy.
She's happy. She's very happy.
Yes.
Yes.
And he smiles.
And she's smiling.
She's smiling.
And maybe bought something.
Maybe she bought something.
Bag. You're holding a bag.
She's holding a bag. Okay.
A shopping bag, yes.
A shopping bag, yeah, maybe. Maybe she bought something. She's happy about it. Okay, maybe you're right. Let's see the other two people. So here we have Jane, and here we have Henry. What do you think of Jane? How was her weekend? How was Jane's weekend?
Jane is trouble.
Quiet weekend. Do you think she had, because the other options, great weekend, busy, quiet, terrible?
Terrible.
Terrible? Do you know what terrible means?
Terrible. Henry.
He is sick.
No, I not Jane. Henry is sick.
Yes, أنا هناي قصدي Henry.
You mean Henry?
Yes.
What do you think about Henry, everyone? Do you think he had a terrible weekend?
Yes.
Yeah? Why?
He's ill.
He's ill?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah? I think
he has a cold.
He has corona, I think, right? Yeah, he has a cold, maybe.
Yes. Cold.
Yeah.
Cold ولا اسمها bad cold? Yes.
They sometimes say cold, they sometimes say flu. I've got the flu. للإنفلونزا يعني مرات يقولوا I've got the flu. Yeah. And or you can say I have a cold. يستعملوا في الاثنين يعني. بس عادة flu ممكن يعني بردة أقوى شوية يعني ممكن.
Flu, yes.
The flu. Yeah, maybe you're right. So maybe he's got the flu. Maybe he has a bad cold. Maybe he's ill. He's sick. يمشي الحال. And Jane, what about her weekend? What do you think?
Quiet.
You think she had a quiet weekend?
Yes.
Yeah. And how does she look here? Does she look happy?
No.
Not happy. Sad? Does she look sad?
Not happy and not sad.
What do we call someone who's not happy and not sad? Is there an adjective we use for someone who's not happy and not sad? But I agree, you're right, Rana. She's not happy and she's not sad. You're right. Basma, what would you call someone who looks like this?
I don't know.
What do you think, Salsabil?
I don't know.
Manad?
I don't know.
Can we say maybe she's relaxed? Can we say relaxed?
Relaxed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe she's relaxed, right? She's
relaxed. Yes.
Yeah, she's relaxed. Or maybe we can use another adjective. We can say she's calm. Calm is
yes.
Yeah. I think maybe calm is better for personality. ممكن أحسن من يعني أحسن من وصف لحظي زي calm اللي هو personality أحسن يعني. If someone has a calm personality, this means the person is usually relaxed. Someone who has a calm personality isn't under a lot of stress maybe, or doesn't get stressed out quickly. So he's usually calm, or she's usually calm. This is the meaning. But I think right now in the picture, you can say she looks relaxed. She looks relaxed, maybe. Okay, but I agree with you. I think she had a quiet weekend, maybe. That's why she's relaxed. She had a nice, quiet weekend, maybe. Okay, now I want you to read the first two letters or two texts, and I want you to match them to the people. Okay, so here we have A, and here we have B. So I would like you to match them to the people, and the same thing here with C and D. Okay, so let's see.
Yes.
Okay, Basma, would you like to read the first letter and tell us who wrote this?
Okay. Dear Gianluca and Valeria, it was so good to see you again. We really needed to go away for the weekend, and we had a wonderful time with you in Rome. Thanks again. Love, Sarah.
So who wrote this letter? What do you think?
Sarah.
Okay. And then we have this list. Can you read it, Sasabit? Can you read this list?
Okay. Mixes the
things
to do. Take children swimming, clean the car, do the shopping, drive
Sonia.
شو معناها؟
It's a name.
Sonia to party, write,
Report. Okay. So these are some of the things that Mick has to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who wrote this? Mick. Yeah, okay, that's correct. And this letter, okay, just give me a second. I'll be back, okay? But can you please read C and D and tell me who wrote them? And after that, one of you can read them, okay? But just give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, so Rana, can you read this letter and tell us who wrote it?
Okay. Hi, Tom. Just a note to say, I'm sorry I wasn't at the party. I was ill all weekend. I think it was because I worked every evening. Last week, I will phone you, Henry.
So who wrote this?
Henry.
Right. So this means this last part D, is written by Jane, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, can you read it, please, Mana? Tell us what's written here.
Okay. Saturday, 16 September, slept unit 11 a.m. on Saturday
Until. Slept until. What does it mean? Slept until.
Until حتى.
Yes, exactly. صح.
Slept until 11 a.m. on Saturday. Then did the washing and watched TV. Sunday, 17 September, went to the cinema with Anna, bed at 10.
Okay, so now from these 4 letters, do you think our first guess, the one about who had a great weekend, who had a busy weekend, quiet weekend, terrible weekend, were our answers correct? Did we answer it correctly?
Yes.
Yes, I think yes. So this means Mick,
Busy?
he had a busy weekend, because you can see he has lots of things to do, right? Or he had lots of things to do at the weekend. معناها فعلا كان عنده busy weekend, Mick, right? And if you read this letter, you can see that Sarah had a great weekend, right?
Yes.
But why? Why did she have a great weekend? Where was she? Where did she go?
She went to Italy.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
and
she
met her friends Gianluca and Valeria.
Exactly. So she went to Italy. She went to Rome, right?
Yeah.
And Rome is the capital of Italy, Roma, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she went to Rome and she met her friends. She had a great time. So this means our answer was correct. إجابتنا الأولى كانت صحيحة. And the same thing here. This is what Henry wrote. Do you see what he said? He said, I was all weekend, right? So he didn't have a good weekend, right? He had a terrible weekend. And if you check Jane, do you see what Jane did? Lots of sleeping, right?
Yeah.
So she slept until 11. And on Saturday, she did nothing, just watched TV, and she did the washing. So that's all. It means she did the washing up and the clothes, I mean. And after that, on Sunday, she went to the cinema, and then she slept early. So she had a quiet weekend, right? Very quiet weekend. All right, very nice. So these are the 4 people in our story. Now, in number 2 here, let's move on to number 2. It says here, look at phrases number 1 to 8. So this means we have 8 phrases here. All right, these are our 8 phrases. Then fill in the gaps with these words. So we have 8 verbs. And for every verb, we can use it in 2 ways. So we can say work every evening And we can say work all day. So we can say work every evening, and we can say work all day. We can say clean the car or clean
the house.
The house. Right? Can you see the house?
Clean the house.
I think that's right.
Yes.
So maybe clean the house, clean the car, clean the house. We can say write a report or write
an email.
An email.
Maybe,
An email.
yeah. Write an email. So let's cross email. We can say do the washing or do
The shopping.
Do the shopping. So we can say do the washing, do the shopping. Let's write shopping here. It says go away for the weekend or go away
For a couple of days.
For a couple of days.
Right, for a couple of days. All right, and you can say sleep for 8 hours or sleep
Until 11 a.m.
Until 11 a.m. And you can be ill or be
tired.
Right. So, of course, when we say be, it means verb to be. So you can say I'm ill, I was ill, you're ill, we're ill, so on. Tired. And you can have a wonderful time or have
a bad cold.
Bad cold.
Of course, you don't have to say bad cold. You can just say I have a cold, right? But when we say bad cold, it means it's strong, right?
Yeah.
So when we say I have a bad cold, it's like a very strong cold, like Corona. Corona is a bad cold.
Yeah.
But of course here, they don't mean Corona here. يقصدوا بردة قوية وخلاص. نقولوا يعني بردة قوية شوية وخلاص. Okay, so have a wonderful time, have a bad cold, but you can say have a cold, no problem. يعني bad مجرد adjective.
دكتور
Yes?
الفريز group of words without subject and verb.
Without a subject. A phrase sometimes has a verb. مرات فيها verb لكن ما فيهاش subject.
لأنه بنتي جابوا التعريف فإنه قالوا without verb and subject. عشان كده اتلخبطت أنا كنت عارفة برضه نفس الفهم ده.
لا في العادة مثلا in the morning هذه تعتبر حتى هي phrase in the morning. في المثال هذا مثلا in the morning ما فيهاش لا subject لا verb.
Yes.
But if you add for example get up in the morning ما زال تعتبر phrase رغم أنها أصبحت أطول يعني 5 كلمات لكن ما زال ما تعتبرش sentence لأن ما عندكش subject. بس لو مجرد نضيفه subject I خلاص يصبح لنا جملة كاملة I get up in the morning. بس من غير I قاعدة phrase يعني ما زالت باقية phrase.
يعني حاسة أنا الفهم الصحيح لبنتي أنا أفهمها الصح لأنه هناك في المدرسة أدوها كده أدوها إنه without the verb and the subject.
هو في الغالب الكلام بصفة عامة صحيح. في الغالب الفريزز ما فيهمش أفعال لكن حتى فعل دون subject ما يعتبرش جملة كاملة. بحيث يحصل الجملة الكاملة لازم عندنا الثلاثة مع بعضهم اللي هم subject verb object مع بعض. هكذا يكون عندك جملة كاملة. وإلا في تركيبات خاصة مثل معينة اللي هو المبني للمجهول اللي هو في الإنجليزية يسموه passive. مثلا مثلا the car was stolen. مثلا هذه جملة تعتبر مبنية المجهول. The car was stolen، يعني هذه الجملة هذه ما فيهاش مفعول به. سوري، ما فيهاش فاعل في الحقيقة.
فيها verb to be صح؟
فيها verb to be بس وفيها مفعول به اللي هو السيارة، لكن مش موجود الفاعل اللي سرق السيارة، مش مذكور. لأنها لو كانت جملة عادية لكانت المفروض تقولوا مثلا a man stole the car. هذه هي الجملة التقليدية، فيها اللي هو الفاعل subject a man، stole اللي هو the verb، the car اللي هي تعتبر المفعول به object. لكن مثلا هذا طبعا موضوع ما زال حتى تدرسوه إن شاء الله في المستقبل، بس في بعض التركيبات ممكن يبدأ فيها أجزاء ناقصة، يعني الفاعل مش مذكور حرفيا، يعني فتعتبر جملة مبنية للمجهول. The car was stolen. The window was broken. مثلا the man was arrested. يعني في بعض الأمثلة يعني. وهكذا. The child was born. مثلا أنت لما سألتوني تتذكري في لما تكلمنا على born. مثلا she was born هذه تعتبر مبنية للمجهول. She was born in 1995 مثلا. She was born in 1995 for example, right? فنفس الطريقة she was born مبني المجهول. من اللي ولدها معروف أكيد أمها ولدتها يعني، فغير مذكور في التركيبة. هي هذه الفكرة. she was born. اوكي يعني ولدت هي نفس طريقة العربية لما نقولوا ولدت. مثلا فاطمة ولدت 1000 وكذا كذا. لكن أحيانا لو نتكلموا عن الأم بمنظور الأم نقدر نقولوا مثلا نسموا الأم على سبيل المثال أي اسم. مروة ولدت عائشة في سنة 1995 أو فاطمة أو أي شيء. ففي فرق حتى في العربية بين ولدت وولدت. يعني واحدة اللي هو في الفعل العادي في الماضي، والثانية مبني للمجهول ولدت. بس بصفة عامة يعني يعتبر مش خطأ اللي قالوه لها يعني. عادة subject، وممكن حتى هي في مرحلتها الحالية في تعليمها ممكن يعني عاطينهم اللي هم الفريزز الناقصات هادو اللي هي مثلا in the morning, good morning, good afternoon. ممكن الفريزز اللي من غير عفوا اللي من غير فعل يعني. Okay. So all of the answers are correct. Very nice. Okay, so let's move on. So here it says work in pairs, take turns. Okay, this is good. Okay, so now I'm going to say one of these phrases and you have to give me the correct verb, okay? مثلا the washing، نقول مثلا the washing and you say do the washing. The house.
Clean.
Okay. Tired.
Be
tired, correct. All day. All day.
Work.
Correct. Work all day. A bad cold.
Have.
Correct. Have a bad cold for a couple of days.
Go away.
Correct. Go away for a couple of days until 11 a.m.
Sleep.
Correct. Sleep until 11 a.m. The shopping.
Do.
Correct.
Do.
Okay, Salsabil. The house. Which verb do we use for the house?
Clean.
Correct. Email. An email. Which verb, Salsabil?
Write. write an email.
Good. Rana, what about tired? Which verb?
B.
Yes. To be tired, correct. What about for a couple of days, Sabine?
I don't know. I don't know. Work.
Work for a couple of days. يمشي حالها يعني. It's correct. لكن مش نفسها اللي موجودة في القائمة. Work for a couple of days ممكن هو عمل قصير، ممكن مشروع، صح ولا؟ يعني خدمة يومين فقط. Work for a couple of days. بس في الأفعال اللي موجودة عندنا today, go away.
Okay.
When you say go away for a couple of days, it means like travel. زي مثلا نحن في ليبيا مثلا في طرابلس على سبيل المثال، تونس قريبة صح؟ So you can go away for the weekend. مثلا لو حد سافر الخميس يقدر يرجع للعمل يوم الأحد. يعني رحلة قصيرة أقل من ساعة صح؟ So this is the meaning. Go away for the weekend. It means go to another country or another city maybe and come back. All right? Okay. Okay, so these are just examples of some phrases we can use. Okay, now let's move on. So it says, how many of the phrases in their present or past forms can you find in the texts A to D? So do you see all of these phrases that we answered together? Can you see them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we want to look for these phrases. We want to look for them in the 4 texts. Okay. So do you see the 4 texts here from Sarah, Mick? So we want to look for them. I want you to find these phrases in the past or in the present, no problem. But if you find them, just tell me and I will underline them.
It was so good.
Okay. Anna was so good. I don't think we have them here.
No.
No.
Go away for the weekend.
Correct. Go away for the weekend. هذه واحدة منهم.
حقتي غلط ولا موجودة؟
لا مش موجودة.
Had a wonderful time.
Do we have a wonderful time? Have a cold and yes, Anna, have a wonderful time. We have a bad cold and have a wonderful time.
B, do the shopping.
Okay, correct. Do the shopping.
Clean the car.
Clean the car.
Write report.
Write report.
Report, yes.
That's correct. All right, very nice.
Take children swimming.
Take children's and take. I don't think we. لا ما عندناش في المرة هذه. There's no take. So we don't have take. All right, very nice. Let's see the other 2 texts. What about here? Can you find any phrases in this letter? Any phrases? Setsabil, can you find any phrases? Rana?
No.
No.
Was ill. I was ill. BL.
Okay. Yeah.
plus ill.
Yeah. And there's another one.
Worked every evening.
Correct. If you go back here, we have to be ill. اللي هي was ill. لأن ال was تعتبر الverb to be in the past. صح? I was ill. And also اللي هي work every evening. So we have number 1 and number 7. those الاثنين مذكورات. Okay. What about D?
Slept till
11
a.m.
Correct.
Yes.
Did the washing.
Washing
Right.
and
Did the washing.
Yeah.
Because in the list we have do the washing, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Do
Yes.
the washing, did the washing, it's the same, but past and present, that's the only difference. And we also say sleep for sleep until 8, slept until 11, slept until 11, sleep until 11. It's the same thing. All right, very nice. So we found all the phrases in the text. We found all of them. لقيناهم. So the next question, it says, what is the past simple of the verbs in number 2a? Let's change these verbs. Let's change them to the past. So what about work?
Worked.
Worked.
And the pronunciation?
Worked.
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 Yeah, worked. Correct. What about clean?
Clean.
Cleaned. Write.
wrote.
Wrote.
Wrote. Do.
Did.
Did.
Mhm. Go away.
Went away.
Went away. Went away. What about sleep?
Slept.
Slept. Slept. And be.
Was.
or were.
Yes, was or were.
Were.
Yeah, was or were. Have.
Had.
Mhm.
Had.
Correct. Have had. Exactly right. All right, very nice. So now we're going to talk about showing interest. So I'm going to. Oh, if you're listening, Ms. Nashi, sorry, I forgot number 4. Okay, before we continue, let's do number 3 and 4. So number 3, it says, think of 6 things you did last weekend. Okay, this is good. So here I want you to talk about 6 things you did last weekend. Okay.
I am.
You can start, Manan. You can use, of course, you can use these phrases in number 2, but if you want to use them, you have to change them to the past. Okay? Because it's in the past.
I can own ideas.
Yes, you can. You can use your own ideas too.
Okay. I went shopping and bought some clothes. Okay. I watched it and an action move.
I watched an action movie.
Yes. I cooked it. لذيذ مش delicious.
Correct. صح. Okay. Delicious.
I cooked delicious food.
I cooked delicious food. That's good.
Yeah. I read in طيب.
What did you read?
أقدر أقول I read interesting. Yes, I read interesting stories.
You mean
stories.
هل تقصدي رواية؟
يعني أنا قرأت قصص هنا مثيرة أو استمتعت مثيرة
Okay.
or interesting
Okay.
ممتعة.
صح جملتك صح.
Yes.
I read
أيوة.
interesting stories.
Yes. وده أقول مثلا مفيدة كيف؟
You can say I read I don't know. useful مش غريبة شوية. useful عادة الأشياء المفيدة، لكن في القصص عادة ما نستعملوش useful.
يعني أنا قرأت قصص ممتعة ومفيدة.
مفيدة في العادة ما نستعملوش فيها لقصص. you can use
أوكي.
interesting and ممكن تعليمية educational or maybe insightful ملهمة ممكن. I read interesting and insightful, maybe insightful stories. ممكن يعني ملهمة، لكن كمفيدة عادة مش عارف. غريبة شوية بس في الترجمة، يعني لما تترجم مفيدة.
اوكي. خلاص نخليها في interesting stories.
Yeah, interesting كويسة يعني. You can use interesting with many things. You can use it for movies, for stories. You can use it for experiences.
Okay.
يعني يستعمل فيها بكثرة ويمكن استعمالها بأكثر من طريقة يعني. interesting ممتعة مشوقة. All right, that's good. Anything else you want to add?
Yes. I told my children bednight stories.
I read my children bednight.
I read. حكيت.
يقولوا قرأت. لا told عادة اللي هو في نقل الأخبار tell.
Okay. I read يعني. Yes.
So you can say I read my children a bednight story.
My stories. It was a quiet weekend.
Okay. It was a quiet weekend. Very good. That's excellent. Very nice.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. What about you, Basma? Can you tell us about your weekend? You can use some of these verbs if you want, and some of these phrases, but you're free to add any other verbs you want. Okay?
Yes. Last weekend, I cleaned the house, and I watched some English videos. And, yes, I cooked a traditional meal.
Okay.
Yes, and I read some stories على الإنترنت يعني.
On the internet?
On the internet.
Okay. I read some stories on the internet.
Yes. I do washing.
In the past?
I did, yes. I did the washing.
Right.
And I slept
a lot.
A lot, yes.
Okay. All right. This is good. This is nice. Okay. What about you, Rana? Can you tell us about your weekend? Some of the things you did?
Okay. I cleaned the house. And
you can use other verbs. Rana, you don't have to use the verbs here.
Okay.
You can also add other verbs.
I read رواية.
A novel. I read a novel.
I read the novel.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the washing.
Mm-hmm. Did you go shopping?
No, I didn't.
Did you write any emails?
No.
Did you chat with your friends online?
Yes.
So you can also say, I chatted with my friends online, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you see any movies?
Yeah, I watched action movie.
You watched an action movie?
Yes.
Was it fun? Was it interesting?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you did? Did you go out? Did you meet maybe your relatives or cousins or uncles, aunts?
I met my aunt.
Okay. Did you have a good time at the weekend?
Yeah, I had a wonderful time.
All right, nice. That's great. Okay. Let's see, Salsabil, what about you? Tell us about your weekend. What did you do at the weekend?
Okay. I read 2 books.
You read 2 books?
Last weekend, and
Is it what were your books for school, or was it a story, a novel?
روايات.
Novel. I read 2 novels.
2 novels, okay. And we went to my uncle's house. And I meet my aunt and her daughter.
Cousin? My aunt and my cousin.
Okay, my cousin.
Because the daughter of your aunt is your cousin.
Yes. Okay. And I make a cupcake.
You make, or you, this is in the past?
Make it.
Made.
Okay, I made the cupcake. And I cleaned the kitchen with my mom. And I went shopping. Just
what did you buy?
I buy a bag and some shoes.
In the past?
Yes.
I bought a bag and some shoes. Nice. Yeah. Did you have a good time last weekend? Yeah? Okay. All right, very good. That's very nice. So, of course, you can talk about your weekend using many verbs. You can say, I read a story, I read a novel, I watched a movie, I met my friends, You can use so many different verbs to talk about the activities you did at the weekend. Okay, now here, let's move on. So it says, being a good listener. So what we want to do is, it says, listen and match the conversations to the people in the picture. So let me show you the people one more time. So here we have these people. We have Mick, Sarah, and of course we have Henry and Jane. Okay. So now we're going to listen to 2 conversations. So we have conversation 1 and we have conversation 2. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell me conversation number 1 is between who and who? Is it between Mick and Sarah? Is it between Henry and Jane? Do you get the idea? So you have to tell me the conversation is between who. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Are you ready to listen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, let's listen.
Recording 6.9. Conversation 1.
Hi. How was your weekend?
Oh, terrible. I was really ill on Saturday.
Oh dear. What was wrong?
I had a really bad cold.
Oh, what a shame. Are you okay now?
Yes, much better, thanks. And how was your weekend?
Oh, very quiet. I stayed at home.
Oh, right. What did you do?
Not much. I slept a lot, did the washing and watched TV, you know, the usual. But I went to the cinema yesterday afternoon.
Oh, what did you see?
Night and Day.
Oh, yes. What was it like?
It was good. I really liked it.
I want to see that. It sounds good.
Conversation 2.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. I went away for the weekend. To Italy.
Wow! Where did you go?
We went to Rome. It was wonderful.
Oh, great. Who did you go with?
My friend Ingrid.
And where did you stay?
We stayed with some old friends from university.
Oh, nice.
What about you? How was your weekend?
Oh, busy. I worked all weekend.
Really? What did you do?
I wrote the report you wanted. It took me 10 hours.
You're joking. Did you finish it?
Yes. Here it is.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Mick.
Okay. so she's having fun in Italy, and he's writing her the report.
Yeah.
Okay, so this means conversation 1 is between who and who?
Jane and Henry.
Very good.
Jane and Henry.
That's right. Yeah. Jane and Henry, they were talking in the first conversation. That's correct. And this means in the second conversation, who was talking?
Between Mick and Sarah.
That's right. Mick and Sarah were talking in the second conversation. All right, very nice. Okay, so let's take a look here at number 5. So in number 5, they want us to listen to parts of the conversation in number 4 again. Okay, and we want to match each sentence with the correct response. So I want you here to check this word. Sorry, just a second, 1 second. Let me check something. Today is Saturday. Okay, so we have intermediate. Okay. So do you know this word, response, what the word means? Who knows what this word means, response? Does anybody know? Let me show you the word. Can you see this word, response? Do you know what it means?
Yes.
Can you explain it in English?
To show your feeling.
Yes.
Within your answer.
Yes. So a response is like an answer, right? So for example, here, number 1, Henry, he said, I was really ill on Saturday. I was really ill on Saturday. So what did Jane say? She said,
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh.
What does this mean? Oh dear.
Azizi. Oh, Azizi.
Yes, but it has another meaning.
Like, I'm sorry for you.
Yes, exactly. بالعربي يعني
حزينة لأجلك.
ايوه متأسفة ليك او حاجة.
متأسف. يس. احنا مثلا في ليبيا في ليبيا لما حد يقول لك انا والله كنت مريض هلبة، شو نقوله في العادة؟ طهورا، لباس، صح ولا؟ مثلا في السودان معناها ايش تقولوا في السودان؟ لو مثلا شخص قريب او صديق قال مثلا والله كنت مريض تعبان شويه اليومين اللي فاتوا،
كيف سلامتك؟
الحمد لله على سلامتك، حتى احنا نستعمل فيها صح؟
سلامتك ايوه
سلامتك.
او الف سلامه. الف سلامه عليك.
الف سلامه عليك، صح؟ هذه نفس الشيء. الرد هذا او دير بنفس المضمون، نفس المعنى، يعني نوع من المواساة أكثر من ترجمة حرفية يعني ترجمة حرفية صحيح dear تعني عزيزي، لكن اللفظ هذا لفظ مواساة، يعني ما ليش معنى في ذاته، غرض مواساة لا أكثر لا أقل. يعني ألف سلام عليك طهورا، إن شاء الله لباس، بعيد السو. إحنا مثلا في ليبيا عندنا مجموعة ردود يعني، بس هذه الفكرة. بس مثلا for example let's say if someone says, if your friend says, I was really ill on Saturday, can you say, oh, great? Is that okay?
No.
No. Can you say, oh, nice?
No.
Can you say, wow? No. فهي هذه الفكرة. فاحنا المطلوب اختيار الرد الصحيح للظرف الصحيح، يعني هي هذه الفكرة. طبعا هذا يعني حنتكلم عليه أكثر بتفصيل أكثر، مجرد أعطيتكم على فكرة يعني. But this is what we'll do inshallah in our next lesson. We'll talk about this and we'll practice this, and we will also put it in the right group. هنصنفوهم على حسب المعنى. يعني لو الرد يعبر عن الفرحة لصديقك أو زميلك أو أي حد، أي شخص، I'm happy for you، يعني ممكن نصنفوا مجموعة الردود هذه نحطها في القسم هذا. I'm sorry for you مثال هي oh dear، هذه تعتبر منهم لأنها تحكي على نوع من المواساة أو التأسف لسماع هذا الخبر. يعني I'm surprised مثلا زي wow، صح؟ Wow. So this means you're surprised about something. And if you're not surprised, if it's normal news, oh right. تمام. مثلا بالعربي احنا عادة نقولوا تمام ماشي الحال، اوكي تمام مثلا، اللي هو رد عادي وخلاص. So we'll talk about this in our next lesson. We will also practice this, and we will start with this lesson. This is a nice lesson. The good and the bad. We'll talk about this lesson. We'll talk about two very different trips. Jim and his girlfriend, and then Sandra and her boyfriend. Very different trips. And we will talk about this. This is quite important, this one. How to use very, how to use really, how to use quite, and how to use to. هذا إن شاء الله تو في موضوع درسنا القادم. Okay, so thank you for your time, and I'll see you again on Monday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Have a good day. Bye-bye.